I got into debt because I was covering something mentally. I was spending money on ladies because I was trying to cover hurt. And if I was to tell my younger self this at 22, I would be worth about 25 to 30 million dollars today. And you know what's so funny is, a lot of people clown on me and come for me because I'm single at 41, turning 42 this year. But based upon therapy, I wasn't in a good place. You see, you can't build legacy from a hospital bed or a place of burnout. Your mental health is your wealth. You're never too far gone. So here's the very first thing that I would talk to my younger self and remind my older self is that you're not behind and that you are running specifically your race. But one thing I have learned because of the grace of God, no matter how many mistakes we've made, we can start again.
Almost 50% of the people who watch and listen to this show every single week aren't even subscribed yet. That means half of you all are just passing by, but you're missing out on the fullness of this journey. Listen, this isn't just a YouTube show or a podcast. This is a movement to help you get out of the red, get into the black, break free from consumer debt, and start building real wealth. Not just for you, not just for your family, but what about for your children's children who possibly you will never even meet, but they'll know who you are because you left them something. Listen, every single episode is about giving you the tools, the mindset, and the community to finally experience the freedom, the peace, and the abundance you've been praying for. Come on, somebody. I want you to be able to say yes to your dreams and to stop worrying about bills and to leave a legacy that outlives you. But you can't do it alone. Better yet, you should not even be doing it alone. But the truth of the fact is, you don't have to do it alone. If you are tired of just surviving and you're ready to start thriving, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't just watch from the sidelines. I want you to join this amazing community. Let's break these chains together and build the future you deserve. Your journey to financial freedom starts with one simple step today. Just hit that subscribe button, and together we're gonna build something amazing. Here's the second step. Pay attention to today's show. Let's get to it.
I'm 42 years old this year, 2026. And man, this year I had a real conversation with myself. I did a particular exercise that if I could sit down with my 32-year-old self 10 years ago, if I could go back to my 20-year-old self when I was broke, stressed, and trying to figure things out. And then also, if I could talk to my 52-year-old self, what were the things that I would have a conversation with in my past and then also have the same conversation with my future self about? And I wrote down 15 things that I wish I had known. And then these same 15 things are reminders I hope I honestly never forget. And while I was writing these down, writing these down, I said, I want to share this with my community. I want to share this with my people. So today's show is going to be a little different. You're all going to come into a personal, private conversation that I had with myself. But if you're in your 20s, 30s, or even your 50s or 60s, this is for you. Because I think that you'll be able to learn a lot from my personal conversation with myself. And I don't want to prolong it. Let's get straight to it. Here's the very first thing that I would talk to my younger self and remind my older self is that you're not behind and that you are running specifically your race. I'm going to say it one more time. You're not behind. At 22 years old, you're not behind. At 32 years old, you're not behind. At 52 years old, you will not be behind. Well, one thing that I've realized with myself is I had to stop looking left and had to stop looking right. I had to stop looking up and had to stop looking down. I had to really just focus on my journey, because one thing that is true, that God's timing is perfect. And even when it feels like it is not God's timing, even when it doesn't feel good for you, I think oftentimes we tend to what's the word I'm looking for? Compare ourselves with other people. But the truth of the fact is, yes, some of us have made some mistakes. But the truth of the fact is too that it's still God's timing. One of the things that I did with this one is I wrote down one thing that I was grateful for and grateful to have within my current season. This year, actually this week, I want you to write down what is one thing that you're grateful for that you currently have in this season. We can get to a lot of bad things, but I had to really write down what am I grateful for? And man, one of the things that I wrote down is that I'm not scared to go to my mailbox anymore. I'm grateful that when I see mail in my mailbox, I don't get stressed. I don't get overwhelmed. I don't get anxiety because there's not a bill in there that I can't pay. And there's definitely no bill collectors. The second thing I would tell myself and remind myself in the future is that consumer debt is a trap. Consumer debt is not a tool. You see, debt, I personally believe now at 42 years old this year, debt will steal your peace and your future. I would tell my younger self to avoid the debt. I would tell my older self, hey, do not get back into debt. And one thing that we see a lot going around the world and online is that there's good debt and that there's bad debt. And the truth of the fact is, I don't believe in good debt or bad debt. I just believe debt is debt, right? I'm in debt when it comes to I have real estate, right? But I don't technically have consumer debt. I don't have car loans. I don't have payday loans, but I do have debt because I'm paying on an asset, right? So I do believe that there is a difference between an asset and a liability, but I do not believe in good debt and or bad debt. I just believe debt is debt. And if I have debt on a asset, cool, great, but I also have a strategy on how I can pay that off. Because here's one thing that I realize we tend to get into debt to buy a liability or to have something to flex on. But over the years of 42 years of living, 22 of them being in on my own as an adult, I've learned that freedom is much better than flexing.
Listen, family, if your savings account is earning less than 1%, you're literally donating money back to the bank. You see, traditional savings accounts are paying pennies, while high yield savings accounts are paying dollars. And the gap is costing you real wealth every single year. I want to get real with you here real quick. On $10,000, a regular bank might pay you $40 a year, but a top high yield savings account, that's $400 to $500 a year just for moving your money. That's hundreds of extra dollars in your pocket. No extra work, no risk, and your money stays safe and FDIC insured. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans have zero emergency savings, and most who do are missing out on free money by leaving their cash in lazy accounts. A high yield savings account is the fastest, simplest upgrade you can make to hit your emergency fund and short-term goals faster. So listen, stop letting your hard-earned dollars stay lazy. Visit anthonyoneil.com/savings. Compare the best high-yield savings accounts and open yours in literally 2 minutes. Every extra dollar of interest gets you closer to financial freedom. So please do not wait. Don't let another year go by earning pennies. Go to anthonyoneil.com/savings. Let your money start working for you today. All right, let's get back to the show.
If you find yourself still in debt, what I want you to do is list all your debts. And I want you to pick the smallest one first and start working the debt snowball method. This is something that I believe that has helped me and changed my life tremendously, which leads me over to the number 3 thing. And I'm gonna give y'all 15 things, right? So I'm gonna get through these very quickly. So bear with me because I think you'll enjoy it. But here's number 3. Your income won't save you. Discipline will. You know, you can make 6 figures and still be broke. Ask me, how do I know? You see, the reason why I would tell myself that is because I'll never forget when I got fired from my job in Florida. I moved back home to be with my parents, and I picked up a car salesman position. My very first year in my 20s, I made six figures, but I didn't have discipline. I made six figures, and 3 years later, after quitting that job and going into full-time ministry, I had $400 to my name. $400 in my name when I made 300 plus $1,000 in my 20s. We're talking about y'all in our early 2000s. You see, one thing that I know, 42 years of living, it's not about how much money you make. It's about what you can keep and how you move. I had to really understand what it means to have a budget, what it means to have a plan, to have a strategy. I had to understand what it means to automate my savings and my investments. I need you to get on a clear budget this year if this is you. If you're in your 20s, I need you to get on a clear budget this year. And if you need a real good budgeting app that's going to give you a strategy, a daily system, I want you to go to anthonyoneal.com/in-the-black. This is my brand new budgeting tool app, AI powered app. This is the #1 daily money coach in your pocket. That is going to help you get a true plan and a true strategy that I wish I had in my 20s and especially my younger 30s. Here's number 4. I would definitely tell my younger self and remind myself in my 50s and 60s to invest in skills, not just stuff. You see, every dollar that you put into learning, which is books, mentors, therapy, will pay you back more than any pair of shoes or a new car or a new woman that you're going on a date with, brothers, ever will. Ever, ever, ever will. Ever will. Recently, you all know I've gotten back into school, and a lot of people ask me, Anthony, why go back to school when you really don't need it to make more money? And when I first said, yeah, you're right, this degree will not help me make any more money, I want to retract that statement. Finishing my bachelor's and my master's at Virginia Union University, and now pursuing my degree, my terminal degree, DBA at Regent University, it is going to help me make more money. Why? Because the more I learn, the more I invest into my education, the better I will be at educating you all. And the more that I mature and grow, the more I can help you all mature and grow. And the more you all will share this message, share this community. And the more people we have coming in, that's the more views that we're going to have, the more people who's going to have our app, the more people who's going to consume our life-changing content. So investing into education is important as long as you're investing into something that will expand your #1 business, which is your mind. You got to start investing into tools and resources that garnishes you a good return on your investment. As a matter of fact, I believe in education, and I honestly want you to check out this quick greetings. This quick commercial, I would say, about how you can join me at Regent University if you want to complete your degree. Check this out.
If you ever thought about going back to school, but life, money, or fear got in the way, this is your moment. I've partnered with Regent University, a top Christian university, to give away real scholarship money, including, watch this, a shot at a $10,000 in the Black scholarship and a $500 scholarship just for signing up. But listen, this isn't just about a degree. It's about changing your whole financial future. Because here's the truth. Research does show that finishing your degree can add over $1 million to your lifetime earnings. I'm gonna say that one more time. $1 million to your lifetime earnings. That's not hype, that is 100% fact. And every year you wait is money left on the table. Money that could be building generational wealth for children's children. And it's not just about the paycheck. People with degrees have more job security, more career options, and more leverage to move up or switch fields when they want, not just when they have to. And let's just just be honest. If we continue learning, we continue evolving, and we continue to take care of our number one business, which is our mind. Listen, in today's world, employers are looking for people with specialized skills and the confidence to lead. College grads are less likely to be unemployed, and they're more likely to get promoted, negotiate higher salaries, and build powerful networks that open doors for years to come. Regent University gets it. They offer flexible, faith-based programs designed for your real life, so you can balance work, family, your business, and your calling. And you'll be surrounded by a community that cares about your purpose, not just your GPA. So don't let another year go by leaving money and purpose on the table. I want you to visit regent.edu/Anthony right now. Come join me. I'm in my DBA program, getting my doctorate there. Again, that is regent.edu/Anthony. Take your seat at the table with me at Regent University. Let's build something bigger together. Your future self, I promise you, is going to thank you. All right, let's get to the show.
Here's number 5. Your mental health is your wealth. This is near and dear to my heart. I got into debt because I was covering something mentally. I was spending money on ladies because I was trying to cover hurt. I was sweeping something up underneath the rug. And so I was buying things to impress people, to win the likes of others. And the whole time I was experiencing burnout. You see, one thing I've learned over 42 years of me living is that you can't build a legacy from a place of burnout. You can't build true wealth if your mind is not thinking properly. You see, therapy isn't weakness. Honestly, it's wisdom. Honestly, it is a thing that has literally changed my life. It is a thing that I believe that every single body needs to have. I don't care if you feel as if everything is going right in your life, which everything is not going right in your life. And pause right there. If you feel as if everything is going right in your life, that means you're not doing anything of substance. I go to therapy every single week. Got to. And let me say this about therapy, which I wish I would have did this in my 20s, and that I pray that I continue to do this in my 50s and 60s. I pray that I do this until I die. I've matured and evolved as a man because of therapy. I'm a better leader today because of therapy. I invest better because of therapy. I make more money because of therapy. I will be a better husband to my wife because of therapy. I will be a better father to my kids because of therapy. And you know what's so funny is, a lot of people clown on me and come for me because I'm single at 41, turning 42 this year. And I can honestly understand some of that. But based upon therapy, I wasn't in a good place mentally because of personal reasons that I would not say publicly, but because of personal reasons and childhood trauma that I thought I didn't have, but realized that I did have, and realized why I run away from certain things, like relationships. Therapy helped me to understand that. Therapy has helped me to understand why I spend money in certain areas. Therapy helped me to see Anthony Bernard O'Neill Jr. Not AO, who you all see online, but the little Anthony on the inside, the grown Anthony on the inside, the immature Anthony on the inside. It's helped me to evolve. I want to encourage you to schedule a therapy session because you need a mental health check-in. If you want to get into therapy, go to anthonyoneil.com/therapy. And there you'll see some great options. Here's number 6. Here's number 6. Faith and structure beat hustle every single time. You see, God's plan for all of us is bigger than our job title. Tithe, give, and trust, but also put in the work. I've learned that consistency beats talent. I'm not the largest financial channel in the world. I'm not even the smartest person when it comes to finances. But one thing you can definitely say about AO, since I've been on my own, I have been consistent. Every Monday, every Wednesday for the last 5 years, we have not missed a show. For the last 3.5 years, I've been in school, I've been learning, I've been growing. While I'm focusing on getting better at my craft and becoming better in the financial literacy space, I'm consistent. I failed so many times. I've said stuff that I should not have said, but I've never quit. I've been consistent. And oftentimes people want to be the very best, but even the very best are not consistent. I want you to focus on something this year. One actionable step when it comes to this particular one. I want you to set up automatic giving. I want you to be consistent for the rest of 2026, giving and tithing to your church. Why? Because consistency beats talent. And when you can show God that you are going to be consistent with your tithes and offerings, that God, you can trust me, God is going to reward you even more. Another thing I really want you to do is build a daily routine that includes prayer and planning. Every single day when I wake up, I start off the day before I work out. I take my morning supplements and I pray and I say, God, what is one thing you want me to focus on today? Where can I improve as a young man? Where can I improve as a financial educator? I read my word and then I read the world. My word is the Bible. The world is the financial literacy space. I want to make sure that I'm always growing in both areas. And then I just look at my schedule for today. How am I going to strategically plan out my day? Consistency beats hustle. Here's number 7. Relationships. The right relationships are your real net worth. I want you to protect your peace. Again, I'm having a conversation with my younger self. Anthony, I want you to choose the right circle because the circle that you chose in your 20s, you're still dealing with some of the decisions that you made in your 20s from that circle, trying to impress those people. Choose your circle wisely. Some of you all watching right now have friends that you don't really believe in, that you keep them close, but you got to keep them close because you don't even trust them. One thing I have realized, especially like over like the last 2 years of my life, is that the people you let close will shape your future more than any paycheck will. And I pray that in my 50s and my 60s that you, Anthony, again, giving y'all a conversation, that that you will continue to choose your friends wisely. I was While I was thinking about this one, I was like, man, I could definitely tell I'm growing and I'm maturing, I'm evolving. Because now when I spend my money, it's about where can I spend my money to put me into the right rooms, to put me around the right healthy people that can help me become better, that can help my business, that can help me mature as a man, that I can learn something from. And recently, I spent a lot of money to get into a room and a lot of money. I'm not talking about a mastermind. I'm talking about something that puts me in a room with millionaires and billionaires. And when I'm in the room, I'm building relationships. I'm building a better and stronger circle. Honestly, when I get in this room, if I'm being honest with you all, I am the dumbest person in the room and I love it because I can go in there, ask questions, and learn. Before we end this quarter, I want you to audit your circle. Who's building you up? Who's draining you? And I want you to be honest with yourself. Write down the names who's building you, write down the names who's draining you, and take that to God and ask God, how do I change this circle? How do I get rid of these people? How do I change this dynamic? How do I have a conversation with the people who are draining me to where it's not offensive to them, but it's honest to them, and it releases me to have more people sit at my table who we have a mutual beneficial friendship and relationship. I'm helping you, you helping me, we loving each other. Have that. Do that before the end of this quarter. Here's number 8. I'm gonna move through these quickly because I don't want to be too slow for you all. Don't wait to celebrate. Don't wait until you have arrived to enjoy life. Celebrate the small wins. Every step forward is a true progress. I just told my team that we had one of our record number months. And one of my team members, Danny, who's my content writer, she said, Anthony, why are we not celebrating this? Like, this is huge. This is massive. And I was like, man, we need to keep on going. That was last month. We on this month. And she said, no, we need to celebrate that a young black man, a young black business had a record breaking income month. Nah, we need to celebrate. And it hit me that, man, sometimes we do just need to stop and celebrate. We don't have to we don't have to brag to others, but hey, within your circle, you should be able to celebrate your win. You should be able to celebrate your success. That's important. What is one recent win that you had? As a matter of fact, put in the comments because I want to celebrate with you. Put that in the comments. What was your most recent win? Whether it's, hey, I put $25 in my savings and that's hard, or hey, I just paid off this debt. I want to celebrate with you. I want to. Here's number 9. You got to automate, Anthony, your money moves. I wish I was doing this in my 20s. I wish I was automatically saving, automatically investing, and automatically paying my bills all at the same time. And here's why. Because systems win where willpower fails. If I were to put together a system that automatically puts money into my emergency fund, that automatically puts money into my investment account, that automatically puts money into my savings account for like my birthday month, right? That automatically paid my bills, man, my credit score would be a lot higher. I wouldn't have drowned into debt. If I just would have had a system put in place, I would be so much better. And I know in my 50s and 60s, I know I'm gonna have a system. And if I'm being honest, I think that is anyone who deals and knows Anthony O'Neill knows that he operates off of a system. My friends say, Anthony, you have such a strong system. We know your daily routine, we know what you're going to do, and we know what you're not going to do. And it's just because systems has built my wealth. Systems have built this company. I'm literally building systems right now for our YouTube channel to make sure that my team and I have a system and we fall suit. What I need you to do before the end of this quarter, I need you to set up one automatic transfer today, even if it's just $5 into your investment account, into your emergency fund. Create a system and stick to it. Here's number 10. Start investing early, even if it's small. You see, compound interest, AO, young AO, is real. I wish you would have put $5 a week inside of an investment account. Instead of you going to spend all this daggone money to impress her, to buy flowers for her, to put her into this car, oh man. Y'all know how much money I spent at the strip club in my younger days? Hmm. You got to find that balance in between investing into your future and investing into your today. There is that balance. And even at 42, if I'm being honest with you, I'm learning what is that balance. I'm learning, okay, there's nothing wrong with spending a little money over here and dating, Anthony. When before the old me is like, man, I ain't spending no more than $100 on dating, period. Which I think there is a season for that strict of a budget, but I'm no longer in that particular season. But I still need to be wise because every time I say yes to spending money over here, I am saying no to putting money towards my future. But I wish my 20-year-old self, my 25-year-old self would have just put $5 a week in there, because here's the truth. I was spending $5, $10 a day on just eating out. I need you to open up an investment account today. Put in what you can. The habit matters more than the actual amount. I'm gonna say it one more time. Building the habit matters more than the actual amount. I gotta say it one more time because I need y'all to hear me. Creating the habit matters more than putting $5,000 in. Why? It's because if you could build that habit when God blesses you with more, because it's just a habit, you're going to automatically do it. It's going to become second nature to you because you built the habit. It's just like, okay, you're just automatically doing this. You're just automatically doing this. I'm in the middle of learning, not learning, but getting better at golf. And one thing my coach said is, man, I think I need you to build the habit. Don't even hit the balls. I want you to go up, put your arm right here, put into that slot, go back down, start over again. I need you to do that 1,000 times and build the habit. So this way, boom, down, shh, shh, boom, down, shh, shh, boom, down. So this way, when you put a ball down there, it becomes second nature that you're in the right slot. And once you get in the right slot, you will hit you hit the ball better. But if it doesn't become a habit, if it doesn't become second nature to you, you're never going to be consistent with hitting the ball square on the club face. And how many of us are missing the mark when it comes to our money? It's because we haven't built the habit. Now, a lot of us have built the habit. And number 11 is where I struggle at the most for myself. And this is more so for my older self. Give yourself permission to prosper. If I'm being honest, man, I remember when I posted that I purchased the Bentley Continental. I actually had it for about a year and a half before I actually posted it online because I was fearful what you all would say. And what I was fearful of actually happened. I put my Bentley out, and a lot of people did blogs about me. They did vlogs about me. And they said, Anthony, Dave Ramsey doesn't teach this. Dave Ramsey doesn't do that. And I'm like, man, y'all have no idea. You all have no idea. But here's the truth. I'm not going to apologize for wanting more. God didn't create me to have less than. He didn't create me for the lack. I am allowed to win as long as I've covered myself in the proper areas. And for years, man, I used to be ashamed and scared and nervous for people to see me to drive in the cars that I drive. But I had to realize, Anthony, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruit of your labor. You're tithing every single month. I give over and beyond my tithe and offerings. I invest every single month. And at the end of the year, when my financial advisor tells me, hey, you've made this much money, we need to put like another, for an example, 2025, he said, hey, you need to put another $28,000 in investment. I said, cool, let's do it. So I'm covering the foundation. Why can't I enjoy the money or the way I want to enjoy it? My mentor said, Anthony, let me ask you this. You trying to tell me that at least once or twice a month, there's a vlog out attacking you? You trying to tell me that you get up every single day carrying the weight of you have workers and team members who are counting on you and your brand to make money so that they can make money? You trying to tell me that you got to get up every single day, write content for your audience, write lesson plans for your students at Virginia Union University, study for your personal education, study so you can present at your speaking engagements, get attacked online for your thoughts and opinions and for some of the words that you said, and you try to tell me you can't enjoy the fruit of your labor? He said, boy, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life, and that's not something you should do. And I battle that to this day. And that is one thing I really want to tell my future self is, man, as long as you're covering your bases, as long as God is pleased with how you're using his money, man, enjoy the life. I want you all to, in the comment section, write down one thing you want to experience. No guilt, no apology. One of the things that I wrote down is that, man, I did this 2 years ago. I said, man, I want to go on a Ritz-Carlton cruise. The Ritz-Carlton cruise bare minimum is about $25,000 to $30,000 just to get in the smallest room. I said, I want to experience that yacht. I want to experience that yacht. And I do every single year. I do. I do. And I love it. But I save for it monthly. I invest. It doesn't take away from the foundational stuff. And I do not stop giving and or tithing. Here's number 12. Here's number 12. Your time is more valuable than your money. I've really learned over the last 42 years of living to not waste your life chasing small things and small savings at the expense of your time. I've really come to the strategy now to where I'm even talking with my financial advisor is how do I position myself to where I can stop exchanging my time for money and my money buys back more of my time? Because at 42 years old, when I am blessed to um, um, be married and be a father, man, I want to make sure that I've stewarded my time so good that I've positioned my money to where it buys back my time to where I can be an active and present father. If I have a wife and we have a kid, man, I don't want her to stay up all night by herself, man. I want to say, hey, babe, you go ahead and get some rest. I'll stay up and watch the kid. And I'll take the kid to school or I'll do this. I'll spend time. I'll go on a field trip because I positioned myself with my time to make more money. But my money now is buying back the time and it's allowing me to be present with the people that I love. It allows me to focus on the things that actually matter. I was just telling my friends the other day, I said, man, I'm at a place to where, man, I can make, if I really wanted to, man, my company can make 10 to $15 million a year. But I asked myself, at what cost is that? What is that going to cost me to do that? And it's now that I start putting other priorities in place more than just making money. More than just making money. I got to get there. I got 3 more for you all. Number 13, boundaries are love. It's okay to say no to family, to friends, to opportunities that don't align with your vision. We have to get to a point to where we got to protect our peace and our priorities. My mom recently asked me for something and I had the financial means to buy it for her. And I told her, Mom, I can't do that this month. I told her no. When my mothers, I have 2 mothers, um, mean the world to me. They'll never go without a need, right? They'll never go if they need something. But now, every now and then, you got to create boundaries for yourself. Boundaries are super important. Here's number 14. Legacy is built daily. Every decision you make is building your children's future. Don't just think about today. I want you to think about the story you're writing for your family. And that is something that I ask myself every single day. What is the story you're writing for your family? What is the story you're writing for your 2 adopted daughters who are technically my cousins? What is the story that I'm writing for my children's children who I haven't even met yet? What is the story I'm writing for my nephews and my niece? What is the story that I'm writing for the community that's going to come behind me? I'm no longer focused on trying to be this big influential guy, man. I want to build a legacy. For the people who love me, they can read my life, they can study my life and progress it forward. And here's the last thing. We're going to get up out of here. Number 15, you're never too far gone. If I'm being honest with you all, man, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Mistakes that I'm not proud of. I failed a lot. Man, there's just some things that I just regret doing, regret saying, regret being a part of. But one thing I have learned because of the grace of God, no matter how many mistakes we've made, we can start again. People don't have grace, but God does. And His grace is bigger than our past, bigger than people's opinion. His grace can make our next chapter the best chapter of our lives. His grace can heal wounds. His grace can put you in rooms to where people don't even know about your past mistakes and they'll grow to love you because of His grace. There's nothing wrong with starting over again. The key thing that I really like to tell myself is this: you've made the mistakes, Anthony. Just don't make them again. Be intentional about learning how to become a better individual. Be intentional about learning from your mistakes. Be intentional about learning from your failures. In the last 5 years of doing this business, man, I failed so many times. But it is those failures that I've learned from. It is those mistakes that I've learned from. And those mistakes and failures have made me the man that I am today. Those are the 15 things that I would tell my younger self and tell my future self, hey, don't forget about these things. And here's the bonus. Number 16, which I think should be number 1. Keep God first in all things. The last 6 months of my life, I've been moving a little differently in my personal life, in other areas, and it's been a little difficult, if I'm being honest. Because if I want something new, I gotta change what I've been doing. And man, I believe that while I'm good in the area of money, and that I firmly believe that if God was to come down here today and look at my finances, He would smile. But if He looked in other areas, He would still love me, but He will be a little disappointed. And one thing I've learned is that I got to now keep God at the center of all things, even when it doesn't feel good. Because if God is at the center of all things, relationships, dating, business, health, if I can steward better and keep God at the center of everything, man, I'm gonna be rich beyond my imagination. My children are gonna be rich beyond their imagination. My company is gonna make millions of dollars, and we can create other net worth millionaires within my company, within my staff and my team. I gotta keep God first. And if I'm being honest with you all, y'all in my 20s, God was not first. Even in my 30s, God was there, but I would definitely say that He was a tag team first. Now my 40s moving on, I'm like, yeah, God, you're going to be first. And it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And I believe the reason why our company is winning, the reason why our company is doing some amazing things and having record numbers is because at our core, while we're not perfect, God is first. Today's show was a little different. It was about, here's the 15 things I would tell my younger self. And if I was to tell my younger self this at 22, I would be worth about $25 to $30 million today. If I was to tell myself these 15 things at 22, I would be married with kids today. If I was to tell myself this at 22, man, I would have my degree. I would be Dr. Anthony O'Neill already. But I'm not behind. God's timing is perfect. And we're going to keep on pushing. Hey, let me know in the comment section if today's show blessed you. I'm a little emotional, I'm a little soft today. I don't know why. I just did this exercise last month and I'm feeling it. Hopefully it bless you. God bless you. I'll see you in the next show. Peace out.